City Council meeting, May 9th, 2022.
Call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
To the flag
of the States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands,
one
a
nation,
nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There's a time delay from the internet folks to us. Yeah, it's a little bit out of sync. All right, thanks everybody for coming tonight. I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda, the consent agenda, and the minutes from April 25th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
We have all in favor. All right, and we do have correspondence tonight. This was sent via fax to City Hall for the South Bend City Council. And I will do my best to read it into the record. It is difficult to read and isn't always, sentence structure isn't always accurate, but I will do my best to read it. And this is from Andre Hachtel. I have been flood to joist from squalls. Coastline Construction has all previous prop man graded to empty on my prop, causing property damage structure. Damage no one would survey because of owner. I put sand down last year. It changed flow and started to undermine coastline shop. They ran over my sand with big tire lift. I'm disabled and trying to save my prop. Shane, owner of Coastline, comes to our door, wants to buy our home prop. He needs more space. I call back and he rents homes. Wants to know balance monthly payments credit. I tell him you are sending over surface water. He replies, own to your shack. No, if so, I only own 4 parcels. No, he has it on web. Auditor says I own 5, not 4. We can't set any figure with him, thinking he owns to our garage. Finally, I get survey and own all the way close to their shop. I apply more sand and it is undermining coastline shop with their surface water. Slows down surface water to our prop. I have pictures, faxes to mayor, had city inspector out, my fault, and square foot to rain inches to gallons. Waste of time. He don't know them, but inspects their work. Talk to mayor, she don't know them, and I ask for calculation of all impervious surface front and back, no help, go to state. I ask Zane Johnson at planning, he don't do calculation of runoff, it's city. I have bad time with dyslexia and bought pumps, sand, deliveries, pictures of trespassing, city cop, ask in front of clerk and someone else is trespassing. And damage before survey or after that don't matter. If everyone says, I don't know, I tell him I was wrongfully arrested for malice mischief as a teen, tried as adult. Do you want him arrested? No, but would have liked a backlash of sand is causing through fingers all the time, leave Monsi alone, fishing and harassed, deer hunting, arresting. Shane would put us at more risk. Mom disabled, a 93-year-old, her prop 2. We are tired of tag team prop damage threats. I know most of the frontage is altarded state prop. I will handle that with easement and variant state people. All the shopland that is not, who has authority on that prop, drain, plan, buildings too close to each other, building to square foot of prop, footprint front and back. Please, we are denied answers and flooded trespass tractor causing ruts, civil rights out the water cooler door, unstable land, put back to work to save our homeland, causing me probs. Need ultrasound for hearing, pain center probs with calculations because of labor moving sand, PS bullet hole rear bumper of truck. We are entitled to answers. Please respond snail mail. I'm not web savvy. So that was our correspondence this week. And I don't know what he is wanting the city council to do other than to be aware that the biggest issue that we have dealt with there is a water runoff issue. And Dennis is working with the property owners to get that taken care of.
He's supposed to be diverting his downspout. There's one downspout that is pointing towards his property. And they purchased that property. And it is the lowest spot on that whole block. And so naturally, everything gravitates to that. And we've had super rainfalls this year. So I don't know how many years they've owned it for. Probably
He said 4.
Was it
When I
4?
talked to him, it
4
was
years?
4, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, they've been inundated. We've been inundated for the last 4 years with water.
Where
Everywhere
is
around.
it?
You know where Coastlines
Yeah.
building, it's right
Right
next.
across from the steam donkey.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay.
he's tried every avenue. You know, ultimately, it's his responsibility to bring his property up. He's went to the cops, he's went to the city, Public
State.
Works,
The
the
state.
state.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, you should do your homework when you buy a piece of property. He's looking for somebody to help him out, basically. That's about all I have on it. Really.
Wow.
Can you think of anything else that,
no, and like I said, Coastline is diverting their gutter to go the other direction.
Yeah.
That's really about the only thing that they are responsible
There's one
for in this whole
downspout.
thing.
which is half of that, you know, I don't know if you're familiar with the property, but there's a storage shed there, a building there. And so half of that rooftop would be that downspout that goes, that's pointed towards his property. But it sounds like he's, you know, trying different means, putting sand up and this and that to divert it back onto there, but I don't know that that's gonna work.
Has there been some disputes between the two of them?
Yeah, it's more of a
I mean,
civil issue, I think, than anything.
What's the deal with a bullet hole and hopper?
Who knows?
I
That
don't
was
see
the
it
first I'd
reported.
heard of
Yeah,
that.
no, it's-
Yeah.
He's, I think, scraping.
Yeah, I mean, I feel for him.
Yeah.
When I bought my house, I didn't know, but I
Yeah.
bought the lowest sitting house in the entire probably 3-block area.
Yeah.
I have the same issue.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we
Yeah.
looked at all of that, that's why we bought it on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought at the base of the hill, so all my stuff's rotten. Well, I didn't realize it until I was putting it up.
Mhm.
Well, I know they're on the same drain system that we're on at the school there, and we know that, you know, there's troubles with the drain, and when we have that much water, it just, they can't handle that much water.
But Shane is working with him.
He's working with us. Yeah, I think they're button heads, you know, but, yeah, he says by Friday he'll have it built there, so
Okay.
And what is this about hunters?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's the first I've heard about that.
Yeah,
In fishing, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know that I've had some conversations over the phone and, you know, face to face and stuff, and he gets pretty upset and start, well, you guys all live together and blah, blah, blah.
We all live together?
Well, yeah, we grew up together and, you know,
He doesn't
Stuff
know
like
me
that.
very well.
well, me neither. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, because I'm pretty much a hermit.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I think he's pulling every card he can and, you know, just not used to the area, I think. My take
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
Every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser.
My backyard floods every big rain as well. Takes a day or two for it to go down. It just is kind of where we are here.
It
Yes.
seems like Shane is trying to accommodate. I know that one of the issues that he had was the property line issue and saying Shane's vehicles were parked on his property. And one of them had it surveyed, and once it was surveyed,
Yeah.
so once he had it surveyed, Shane moved all of his vehicles off of their property, and it was only, you know, like a tire was parked on it. And so once that line was definitive, Shane started having his guys make sure they were not over on that guy's property. So I feel like Shane's trying to.
He is, and,
to modify.
you know, when you go on City County's tax sector, map sector, whatever it is. It does look like, because that stuff, they say right in there, you know, it's the caveat, hey, this stuff's not accurate, you know, just throwing it out there. But it does look like Shane would have an extra lot there, and actually, it's not the case.
Mhm.
You know, and there is survey markers down that delineates that line, like Luke was saying, so.
Okay. So let's move on to item 5. Are there any items from the public tonight? Yes, Craig.
Yeah, I don't know how to present this because it's not really a complaint. It's kind of, is there any way we can improve? Over the weekend, I was out dog walking. That particular day, I had 3 of them, and a raccoon was sitting in the middle of one of the roads right near my house. Managed to make it past him with very loud dog barking. And as I got there past, one of the neighbors cautioned me not to go that way because they thought the raccoon was rabid. I continued to walk. Somebody else pulled their car over to warn me about the raccoon. When I got home, I tried calling dispatch to just see if anybody could take a look and be there. And I was just basically told, call like Fish and Wildlife, or, you know, it's not the police job to do it. It's like, I know it's not animal control necessarily for them to do it, but when you have people reporting a potentially rabid animal, to me, it's kind of stepped from animal control to protecting the neighborhood. And even just having the dispatcher say, okay, we'll have somebody drive by and take a look, to just reassure the neighborhood or something. And if it were by some chance a rabid animal, it's like the one time I actually want the guys with the guns showing up, rather than somebody thinking they're Atticus Finch, going to take it out on their own with their rifle. So it's like, I know it's going to be a tough needle to thread, but I'm hoping there's some way that the response can be better than it's not our problem. So, thank you.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, and I know that when you call dispatch, that would be county. And, you know, the chief can talk to Robin and find out what the MO is for that. So that type of thing. So, okay, thanks, Craig.
I think one thing that would help is if people would be prosecuted for feeding the raccoons.
Mhm.
I have a neighbor that puts food out, that little raccoon is right there on the porch every morning. And it comes out in the daytime too. They're not nocturnal. They spread this news. Where they can find food, they're there all day long. And I believe it is against city ordinance to feed the raccoons. And
I'm looking to you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that code that well, as far as
Wild
animals go.
Yeah, wild, not any wild animals, bird,
Yeah.
you're not even supposed to be feeding birds.
Yeah,
Right.
pigeons that can't be
Crows or pigeons, yeah.
Yeah, crows.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else from the public?
No,
That's
they're-
okay.
Hummingbirds is all right.
Okay. So item number 6 is the Pacific Conservation District, and it is actually on the agenda. And there is some background information in the packet that Zoe pulled up for us, which was great. Thank you. And I did a little checking with the tax situation and was informed from the county that there are no taxes associated if we were to become a part of this at this time, which is what you had said, that there were not, and there are not. I verified that. So
And
I don't,
if that did come up, you guys could opt back out too.
yeah, right. Yeah, we always have the option to opt back out. I don't see, in all honesty, a real benefit to the city itself to belong to the conservation district, but I could see some benefit for some citizens. And it would benefit the district if we were a part, because there are people that would like to sit on that board that are currently not able to. Those are the pros that I'm seeing. It's more beneficial, I think, for the conservation district and individual citizens than for the city, but I don't think it hurts us to belong to it. So that's kind of what I have gleaned in the last couple of weeks, looking through all this and talking about it. So is there any discussion from anyone on the council?
There was one con that you brought up last week. wasn't there?
That was just addressed, that
Okay,
if the county decided to put a rates and charges, which is a per dollar amount per parcel. And that would be the county commissioners making that decision. If you're in the district boundary, every single parcel that was non-city or state would get charged that per parcel. However, I don't anticipate that's gonna happen anytime soon. It's never happened in the whole time that the district's existed. I think that politically, the way things are run at the county, I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon. And even if it did happen, like I said, you guys can opt back out too. The main thing here is to let citizens run for the board of supervisors and to vote in district elections, because right now they cannot.
I think it's a good idea. We're sitting on a pristine bay of water, and it would show that the city is interested in protecting, all of our natural resources. Plus, they'll help citizens that are on the water or have water problems, maybe. And I don't see any reason not to do it, and I think we should. That's it.
Okay. Anyone else? So I would entertain a motion to join the Pacific Conservation District.
second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All are in favor.
Sorry, I missed who made the motion. Was it
Darren did,
Thank you.
yeah.
So I'll be back this next week or whenever I get the copies of the paperwork.
Sounds good.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so let's move on to item number 7, ordinance 1576, adopting revised appropriation and expenditures to be made in calendar year 2022. So this is a little earlier than we normally see this, but we have, I'll take over, so I can do it. I forewarned Zoe I would have her address this, but we have 106, which is, let me get to the right page here.
It's the dog.
The docks. We've already brought in more revenues than were budgeted. So that's the reason for that amendment. And the same thing with Mary Rogers Pioneer Park. We brought in 70 cents more
Yeah.
than were budgeted. So that's the reason for these amendments, is just to reflect revenues that have actually come in already, even though it's earlier in the year than we normally do budget amendments. So I would entertain a motion to approve ordinance 1576 to adopt the revised appropriations and expenditures for calendar year 2022.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All are in favor. Thank you. So now we're going to move on to resolution 2022-06, and this is the approval of the parks plan that was with the amendments that were made at our last meeting. So we need an approval of the parks plan with the amendments. So I would entertain a motion to that effect.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Everyone is in favor. Okay. And then item 9 is the Bank of the Pacific, adding clerk treasurer Zosoa as an authorized signer. So I would entertain a motion to do so.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes.
I brought this up several times. I don't think I'm the only one. And is there a reason we can't use a bank right across the street rather than one in the next city?
That was set up some time ago, and I don't know the reason that the switch was made, but it is onerous to switch banks.
Okay.
There are multiple accounts and multiple direct deposits and multiple direct bill pay things that come out. And I don't know about bill pay. Is there? There is. It's
Well, I
it's
remember
a
when,
huge job
I
to
remember
switch
when
that
it
over.
switched from
Yeah.
a South Bend bank two.
Oh, and I don't know why that was done. That was
Yeah.
before my time. But I would not advise that, at least in the near future, for our poor clerk treasurer.
I would appreciate if we could wait a little
Yeah,
while.
yeah. I mean, it's something that we can discuss down the road, but let's give her a year or two to get her feet underneath of her before we embark on something that large. It's a huge process to do that. So,
It never should have happened.
I don't know. Like I say, I wasn't here when that happened, and I don't know the reasons why that change was made, but
Okay.
anyway. So we do have a motion on the table. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Everyone is in favor. Okay, so let's move on to department head reports. Police Chief Stiegel.
I have nothing tonight.
Okay, Supervisor Houck,
I have nothing for you.
Clerk Treasurer Soa.
My only thing is next week is spring cleanup. So just to remind people that that is happening next week, so.
Okay. And I just have a couple things on mine. As you know, now officially retired from the city of South Bend. We had the big send off on Friday, and a thank you to everyone that came to wish her well and send her off. And then the last thing I have is there's been a change to the Open Public Meetings Act that takes effect on June 1st. And the change is that we cannot take final action on anything without giving the public a chance to weigh in. So, which we did today. We have the items from the public where they can weigh in on anything that's on our agenda. But from time to time, as you recall, we have had things come up in council that we have voted on that were off the agenda. And remind me, so I don't forget too, in the future, should something like that come up, we have to allow the public a chance to comment on that
Okay.
before we take final action. So, okay, that's the only big change in the
So
OPMA.
every item, for instance, tonight when we voted to approve
Yeah,
those things, do you have to stop the meeting and give them
no, because
on each
it's,
item?
no, not on each item. As long as they have opportunity to weigh in on someplace in the agenda before that item comes up. Like our items from the public is item number 5. And then after that, we had all our business. Under item number 5, items from the public, they had a chance to comment on anything that we were going to be discussing. And that's all that they ask from this change, is that the public have a chance to weigh in sometime in the meeting before we take final action. So where we're gonna run into trouble, and we can't forget, is if something comes up that is, for instance, once in a while, one of the department heads will have something like they want to surplus a vehicle or something. That's come up before, and it hasn't been actually on the agenda. And so in that instance, we would have to stop and let the public have a chance to make a comment before we took a vote on that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, okay. So that's all I had on that. So do we have any public comments regarding our current agenda items? Yes, Craig.
Just mostly curiosity, the amended park plan, did that include the changes recommended by Bob Hall?
Yes,
All right, thank you.
yes. Okay, let's move on to council comments. Counselor Davis,
I'm good.
Counselor Williams,
Nothing from me.
Counselor Kuiken,
I'm good.
Counselor Manlow.
Once again, I appreciate Lucas's monthly update. I like seeing just see what's going on in the department. Appreciate it.
Counselor Corcoran.
Nothing except thank you to Lucas for his report. They're really interesting.
Okay, do we have any future agenda topics? All right, I guess we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank
Thank you.
you.